Meanwhile, do you recognize this voice?
You've heard me on movies, television, and radio for decades. I'm here with Fox and Friends.
He is. Usually that would cost us a lot of money. He's here live in the studio. Meet the man behind that legendary sound and voice this hour. I can see him, you can't, but you will as Hour 2 of Fox and Friends starts for this Monday.
Live from the news crossroads of the world, this is Fox and Friends.
Steve, I'm pretty sure we are getting an invoice for that. I mean, just because he does it live, it doesn't mean it's not going to cost us.
Discounted?
We'll do it live.
Yeah, we'll do it
Is
live.
he the guy who said that?
No, that's a taller guy that said that. And he does do it live. So.
Yeah, you've heard this guy a million times. There's the profile of him right there. You've never seen his face, probably, until hey, what are you doing?
Come on.
What are you doing there?
Yes.
Joe.
I love it.
He was the voice of The Simpsons for a while, so.
Sunday, it's an all-new Simpsons on Fox.
That's so
Oh,
cool.
wow, that is great.
Give
Didn't
you
you
a
do
rolling
2.5
flashback.
Men, too?
Tonight on 2.5 Men. Be there.
I also saw you did a promo for the Today Show.
Never. No.
Nothing to promo over there.
Funny.
That's awesome. Anyway, you will meet we're going to add the lights and you'll meet the guy in a couple of minutes. But right now, let's turn to the headline gal.
Terrific.
Meanwhile,
Great story. Thanks,
Joe is one of the most famous voiceover guys in America. Joe, if you would please introduce our next guest.
What can I say about this next guest? He's the star of The Apprentice. He's a billionaire. He's a one-handicap golfer. I actually won his member guest down in Florida last year.
That's
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the man with the mythical hair, Mr. Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
What a nice introduction. So professional.
For a
We do
change.
that every Monday. Yeah, but we have to do that every Monday now.
Right.
That was great.
Great.
And do you recognize this voice?
In a world where one man has been heard on radio, TV, and movies for decades, you have to wonder if he's as incredibly handsome as he sounds.
Well, if you watch TV, go to the movies like that, or listen to the radio, you've heard this voice, we know.
Next time,
Anybody here a doctor?
House is in the house. Gordon Ramsay and the producers of The Biggest Loser present MasterChef. It's the special episode of Chowder that every kid should see with a grown-up.
Animation Domination presents a quadruple feature that'll make you laugh so hard you're gonna get abs of steel on Fox.
Oh, he is one of the most recognizable voices in entertainment. But would you recognize him if you ran into him on the street?
No, absolutely not. You got to see his face. Here he is, the mystery man behind the infamous voice, Joe Cipriano.
Thank you. I feel like a slacker. You guys get here at 6. I roll in at 7:20, have a cappuccino, and
Talk to Donald Trump.
Right, exactly.
Exactly.
He's got a
Just
brand
not making an effort. I
You
think.
got a brand new book. It's called Living on Air. We all live on air.
Exactly. You guys know exactly what that's all about.
No, I'm talking about all people live on air.
True. That's true. There's the double entendre.
How did you get to be the voice that you are? It didn't start out as the voiceover guy.
No, I started in radio at 14 years of age in Connecticut, where I grew up. And at 14, I called my local DJ. And I happened to hit upon a nice guy who said, you know, come on down. And I did. And I would file records. And then finally, I was hired on the air at 16 when I was a junior in high school. And I would do my homework, you know, while I was on the air, while the records were spinning.
You're a go-getter, for sure.
And I love watching you do the news, because when I was 16 years old, we would have to do a minute of news, you know, when you're doing your top 40 show. But this was 71, and there was the Vietnam War. And as a junior in high school, I had no idea how to pronounce some of the, you know, the names of these battlefiels and towns.
Neither do we.
Exactly. But what I would do was, when I came up to the story, reach over to the transmitter and flip it off the air. And wait 10 seconds and then flip it back on and say, that's news. Now let's look at weather.
No, you did not.
Are you kidding?
I did that,
How
yes.
dare you?
No, I did that. And you can try it. I think there's a switch right over there.
That worked for you, though.
It did.
Talk about your mentors. Who mentored you?
Oh, gosh. A man by the name of Danny Dark, who was the legendary voice of NBC for years and years and years. And also Don LaFontaine,
Yes.
who was the man who really invented that in a world. He wrote that. He wrote copy. And one day, the announcer didn't show up. And they said, well, Don, you go in and do it. And that's how he started his career as a voiceover
That's
artist.
fantastic.
Yeah.
How did it was over 25 years ago when Fox was just getting started as a network, and
Yes.
they needed
We
some.
didn't even have a curvy couch back then.
They wanted a voice that was younger than the other channels.
Right. There was the big three, and they wanted to do something different. I was on the radio in Los Angeles. I was just filling in for a guy. I wasn't even supposed to be on that day. And the new head of marketing for this little network called Fox, who everybody said wouldn't last more than another 6 months,
That's right.
Was driving home stuck in traffic. I was his only companion for an hour in the car. So I was doing an audition without knowing it. And I guess I had a good show that day because he picked up his brick of a cell phone, in 1988 and called the radio station and brought me in. And that was 88 and voice of all the Fox comedies for 23, 24 years.
Do a couple of them for us.
Sunday, it's an all-new Simpsons on Fox. Tonight, live from Staples Center in Los Angeles, it's the 65th Annual Grammy Award.
That is so cool.
Wow. So cool. I love it.
Well, read all about it
All
in his
day.
brand new book, Living
Thank
on
you.
Air. Joe Cipriano, thank you very much.
Thanks
for joining
very
us
much,
live.
guys. I
Such a
appreciate
pleasure.
it.
Congratulations
Love
on your
watching you
great
guys.
career.
Thank you, and to you.
All right,
Thanks.
straight ahead, the girl reads.
It's a controversial stance. A doctor who says ADHD simply doesn't exist. Is that true? We're going to break down those facts.
I wasn't paying attention.
Brian, have Joe do the next one.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, let's see. Then, the guys from Impractical Jokers are at it again.
All right, Sal, make this whole hot dog and then just launch it into the park. Throw that hot dog right into the park.
What they have for us in store this season when they join us live.
All right.
Very nice.
Right here at home. 'Cause I'm a picker, I'm a grinner, I'm a lover, and I'm a sinner. I play my music in the sun.